Hello, everyone. Welcome to the May 5th, 2026 Community Preservation Committee meeting. My name is Karen Lee. I'm the administrator for the committee.
Because we're live.
So we're still live. And the chair of our committee is Bob McCarroll. He'll introduce the rest of the committee, and tonight's agenda is mostly deliberation over the projects that have been submitted. So thank you for joining us.
All right. Well, thank you, Karen, and welcome for those that are watching us. I'm Bob McCarroll. I am the chair of the committee. I represent the Springfield Preservation Trust, and with us is Yolanda Cancel, one of our neighborhood representatives, Steve Bosworth, another neighborhood representative, Willie Thomas, who is the Housing Authority representative, Rosemary Morin, the Planning Board representative, Rhonda.
Yeah, I got it to work. Okay, great.
Rhonda Sherrill, another neighborhood representative, Juanita Martinez, the Conservation Commission representative, Judy Kroll, the Historical Commission representative, and we hope that our park representative, Jay Swan, will be joining us. Tonight, we are going to start actually voting on recommendations to send to the City Council, and we will be voting on them at our next meeting, and if necessary, our first meeting in June. If folks watching have any comments or feedback, they certainly can message us at our City Hall website address, which is, Karen, repeat that for folks.
Okay, City Hall address. 36 Court Street in Springfield, 01103, or you can email your comments to cpc@springfieldcityhall.com, and our telephone number is 413-530-1268. Thank you for reminding me that, Bob. Go ahead.
All right, so the first item of business is the approval of the minutes of March 19, April 7th, and April 21st. Karen has sent them out. Folks had a chance to review them. We can have a motion to accept them all three.
Motion to accept all three.
All right, second.
I'll second that.
All right, so moved and seconded. We'll start with the vote. Yolanda?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Willie?
Uh-oh, you didn't hear me.
No, okay, but I see your hand raised. All right. Rosemary?
Yeah.
Rhonda?
Yes.
Juanita?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
And Bob is a yes. So the next item is to approve the funding conditions that we put in general every year on the applications. And for some of our newer members, rather than repeat them for every single recommendation we make, we adopt them at the beginning. We still may have individual specific requirements that we add to a specific project, but these are the general requirements. So Karen, if you could put them up, and I suppose we probably you should read through them so they're there for the public record.
Okay, I am just pulling them up now so that okay. Okay, there we are. And these are the, it's Exhibit B. Those are the, this is the exhibit that goes into every contract. So that's the reason why it's labeled. And this is just the generic funding conditions. With each particular one, it gets personalized of what this is. And if any of these conditions are waived, depending on if it's housing, they have nothing to do with open space. So those would be like waived for them. But these are the basic conditions. Did you want me to read these, Bob?
Yes, I think it would be good to have
Really?
them read. Yes.
Okay. Conditions for a CPA grant. 1, studies or non-construction projects should carry a CPA acknowledgement on the cover page. The language should include X study received funding or in part from the people of Springfield through the Community Preservation Act. When possible, use the SCPC logo without the committee tag and send a copy of the study and executive summary to our email, cpc@springfieldcityhall.com. Number 2, construction projects. They should display a temporary banner, which is provided by the CPA until the project is complete. A smaller permanent sign or plaque is required upon completion to be designed in cooperation with the committee with the following language. The project, funding in part from the people of Springfield through the Community Preservation Act. The cost of the permanent plaque is the responsibility of the grantee, but the banner is the CPA funded. 3, photos. Once the project has commenced, please send a photo of the temporary banner placed at the project site to our email, cpc@springfieldcityhall.com, and send a second photo of the completed project with the plaque installed. 4, if the grantee plans a media event or dedication, the committee shall be acknowledged and or invited. Press release from your office or the committee is expected. 6, semi-annual reports are required January 15th, July 15th, starting 3 months after the contract is fully signed. 7, work to historic resources must meet the Secretary of the Interior standards and be reviewed by the Springfield Community Preservation Committee consultant prior to the contract being signed. Historic resources not already subject to controls of a local historic district must petition to become a local historic district or provide a permanent preservation restriction approved by the Massachusetts Historical Commission. Number 8, a permanent conservation restriction is required for acquisition of open space or recreation land. 9, a permanent affordability restriction is required for acquisition of community housing. A 30-year affordability restriction is required for any community housing project receiving $100,000 or more per housing unit. 10, work to complete by fill in the date at the request of the applicant unless otherwise noted. November of the following year is the default. 11, any funds not used should be returned to the Springfield Community Preservation Committee with a brief explanation and the amount. Send an email to our email, cpc@springfieldcityhall.com. And as you can see, the only one highlighted here is number 10 because I had a question on it. So Bob, anything you want to add?
No, I just want to clarify. So on number 10, the default would be November of 2027 unless the applicant in their application has had a later date.
That is correct, but here's the caveat to that. So let's say that the everything gets approved by August 1st, right? And so at that time, I start contacting the grantees. Well, as we have known over the past several years, those contracts sometimes don't go out until like December, January. We're still working on a couple now. So to have the default the November of the next year, sometimes that gives them like 3 months to do the work. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I guess what I'm asking is that's the default, but I don't want to be held to that from these conditions. I mean, it has to be reasonable, whatever the date is. So are you asking because you don't want them to put off doing the work on the grant? So it's, so you're kind of forcing a completion date, or what is the purpose of number 10?
Well, that's a good question. We've always had it in, we've had it in the application, and usually whatever the applicant said is what we used. We found that sometimes applicants grossly underestimate the amount of time their projects take. So, you know, I think we can certainly be more flexible if you think another kind of default date would be helpful.
Well, I guess I don't even like putting a date in there unless it's the actual date that was discussed with the applicant.
Well, meaning that that's in their application.
In their application, but also after we go through the process of getting the contract to the point where it's actually going to be signed, that's a better indication of how long the job will take. And at that time, that's when
Yeah.
a hard expiration date should be put in.
But even if they need an extension, so if there's a date, they can still get an extension though, right?
Yes, I'm trying to avoid that, Yolanda.
Oh.
Because it's a whole nother process and the
Right.
amendment, and then it has to be signed, and then it has to be got down to City Hall to have various signatures. And it's just like another step that.
Are
it's
you
not-
asking for it to be voted to be removed?
Well, I don't think you can do a contract that doesn't have an end date. That would be, whatever kind of contract it is, there's an end date. So, I don't have trouble with the concept of leaving it up to the administrator as to the end date within a certain reasonable time frame.
Hmm.
I mean, I think that makes sense. I understand that you don't want to leave it open-ended, and that won't happen once they sign the contract. But let's take a few examples like Wayfinders, right?
Hmm.
They still haven't used the grant. And they thought at the time they gave us a date,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't even have that contract signed until like more than a year later. So things come up like we want to delay this because of we're waiting for funding from another source or whatever the reason is. But I think also that we don't want to leave it so open-ended that it's 6 years later and they haven't used the funds yet.
When the funds could be used by somebody else and they could just come back.
Right.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
We do have, there's part of the sentence that says, unless otherwise noted. I mean, so that's a little,
Open and, yeah.
right.
What if we use some wording that said something like to be determined the following year? Or date to be determined for the following year?
Through date to be determined through the.
So we narrow it down to the following year, but we're not putting a specific time in.
See, that's the same thing though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's essentially the
I
same.
mean, the following year, for example, this year, things that get approved this year would have in general November of 2027. So they, in a sense, have, even if our contracts only get signed in late autumn or early winter, it still gives them all of the 2027 construction season. I mean, maybe the easiest thing to do is to make it up to the 2028 November.
I guess I don't like to have the date in there at all. That the date is dependent on whatever works out when we do the contract. Unless it's so different than what they have on their application. Usually it's less than a year difference of what they had in the application. So I don't know. Because some of these earlier contracts were being given less than a year to finish the job, and that didn't make any sense at all. And then we had to do an amendment to, give them more time.
Well, I'm looking at the applications that we are voting on tonight. And they all seem to be well within November of 2027, with the exception of Wayfinders, who says it's because of the scope of their project, it's actually June of 2029. So, I mean, I think that whether we want to extend it so they're all, June of 2028, other than if they've asked for more, I think that gives us enough wiggle room that they can complete it.
And if they don't complete it, does the money come back? Is that what we're saying?
Well, they obviously, at some point, they may be running late and they'll ask for an extension. You know, the committee has voted that applicants can ask once for a 6-month extension and the chair can approve it. It doesn't have to come onto the committee agenda.
I
If
remember that, yeah.
they want more than 6 months, the committee has to vote to accept that extension. And if they've gotten more than one exception, it's got to come before the committee. So if we were to give a more generous completion time, there would be fewer extension requests being made.
True.
Sounds like it would also keep it a little cleaner or a little simpler to do an extension than having to go to everybody.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this. So as far as the city departments that working on the fiscal year, they need to, like, by June is when they ordinarily seem to get the work done, by the end of June.
Well,
Or because the projects, they need that springtime. And that's what we see frequently in the
Mm-hmm.
is that additional 6 months to go into the next season.
Yeah.
So all right, so November 28, is that what you're saying?
no, I was saying June 30th, 2028. I mean, once again, all of the applicants that we're reviewing, at least tonight, they're saying they're going to be completed in 2027. With the exception of Wayfinders, that's 2029. And so I'm thinking if we give everyone an extra 6 months, that should cover in case they're running late.
Wayfinders is getting until 2029.
Correct. That's what they said in their application.
All right, so this is a good benchmark, but at the time we're filling out the application, which, like, for instance, Paramount that we just signed not too long ago, like a couple weeks ago, that date probably wouldn't have worked. So can we leave this as the default date, but at the time of the contract, if it's going to be any vastly different, that we can use that?
But why did you take out the wording that said unless, I forget what it was now. You just took out something.
It was
that
like
I
an
s-
open-ended date.
Yeah, well, it said unless you have, what was that you had?
Unless
Oh,
otherwise
Unless
noted.
otherwise noted.
Right.
I would leave that in.
I would
because
leave that in too.
Yeah,
That
I
gives you
agree.
the leeway.
Right. So by changing this, does it change the way we are voting for that request of extension until 2029?
No, it's still
Well-
6 months if they
Okay.
want.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
when we get to discuss the Rainville application, there would be a specific condition that gives them until 2029. So
Okay.
unless we've said otherwise in our vote, this is the date that will hold.
Right, so that would be
And-
wayfinders, because we already know that they're gonna be, so that would be the other, unless otherwise noted.
And how much is Wayfinders? Oh, how much is it?
How much are they asking for or how much is
Yes.
the
How much is
project?
it? How much
They're
are they
asking
asking
for
for?
300,000.
So.
I
All
don't
right.
understand why it's gonna take so long anyway.
That's what I was saying. And
I mean-
and why
Let-
can't they just come back to us? Why can't we release the fund?
Let us not get into
Yeah, okay.
individual project
You're right.
questions now. We're
Okay.
focusing on
Stay
what would
focused.
be the work, what do we want to be the general default? So
Okay.
if anyone doesn't like June 2028, speak up now. All right. So unless there's any further thoughts on this, I would entertain a motion to accept the conditions as modified now.
So moved.
Move to accept the conditions as modified
All right.
now, the way they are right now.
And there was someone else who was would be a second. Was that you, Judy?
Yes, I'll
Okay.
second that.
All right. So any further discussion on the motion to accept these 11 general conditions? I hear nothing, so we will take the vote. So Yolanda,
I'm gonna abstain for right now.
all right, Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
all right, Rosemary. Rosemary didn't hear you. What?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Rhonda,
Yes.
all right. Juanita,
Yes,
Judy,
Yes.
and Bob is a yes. All right. So now we move on to actually starting to discuss and vote on
Wait,
recommendations.
excuse me, do we want to do the contract extensions first and just get those out of the way?
No.
Or no? No? Okay.
All right. So, at the last time after we had our discussion of all 31 projects, you were told that you had the option of changing your top 8 if you so chose, but you would have to, if you added a new one, you had to remove one. So Karen, if you can put up the spreadsheet that shows the votes, and we will go through the committee members and they can say either they're keeping their top 8 or they're changing, and they will say, I'm dropping project such and such and I'm adding project
well,
such.
didn't we already send that to Karen? So
You
she
do-
probably has,
Wait, well, we need to do it for the public record.
okay.
All right, so I will start. I'm not making any changes. Jay is not here, so he's not making any changes. Juanita,
I did make a change. I added the historic home restoration program. And to add that, I deleted Merrick. Oh, no, I deleted, oh, God. I can't remember which one I sent you.
I can go back and look. All right.
Can't
I
remember
think
which-
I think Demore, it was Demore, right?
Oh, right, it was Demore. That's right. I deleted Demore and added the historic home restoration program.
Let me just double check that that's not here anymore. Yes, well, that was it.
Mhm.
okay. So Judy, are you making any changes?
No changes for me. Thank you.
All right, Rhonda,
Yes, I made a change. I deleted the more and I went with the old First Church.
okay.
Deleted Demore.
All right, Rosemary,
Did 2 changes.
yeah.
I deleted the small one, the one that wants to do the studies.
Urban Wild,
Urban,
Yes, urban, yes.
okay.
And I deleted the elevators. Afraid those people are gonna be walking for a while until they come up with the money. And I added back the Springfield Preservation Stockbridge Rehab and 52 Sumner Ave.
okay. All right, Steve,
I made one change. I deleted Kimball Towers and substituted for that the Housing Trust redevelopment of vacant city-owned parcels.
okay.
What was that one you added, Steve?
Uh, Housing Trust redevelopment of vacant city-owned property.
Okay.
All right, Willie?
Yes, I hope I don't confuse people here because I didn't follow your rules, I guess. But anyway, what I've added was the down payment assistance.
Okay, could we
Okay.
start with removing first? What you're removing?
I'm going to be removing the Alden Street project, and I'm going to be adding the down payment assistance project.
Okay, hold on. I need to find here. All right, Alden. Okay. So we're taking that out. And that becomes 0 now. Okay, and you're putting in the down payment assistance program?
Yes, I am.
All right. And
And I want to
What?
add the 7-9 Stockbridge.
But you have 8 already.
Yeah. I have 8.
Oh, no.
you have to remove, do you want to remove another one?
I want to remove the Buckingham Park project, restoration project, and I want to put in 7-9 Stockbridge. That gives me 8.
Oh, hold on. Let me, wait, you want to add back you already had Stockbridge.
I already
Mhm.
had.
Yeah.
You have 7 here.
Okay.
So you need to add one more.
So if I don't have to, I'll let the McKnight restoration project stay in,
Okay.
and that gives me 8, right?
All right. So we're adding that back in and
Which one are you adding? The McKnight?
the McKnight
Oh,
Park.
yes, I'm going to reinstate McKnight project because I thought I needed to remove it, but I don't need it. Remove it.
Okay.
So I'm reinstating it, and I'm doing 7-9 Stockbridge, and the other one I should have 8 now.
You do.
Okay, and
All right.
Yolanda?
I'm keeping mine.
All right. So Karen, if you can now sort. All right. So,
Right. So I'm gonna pull off into the other tab here. Gun block to Sumner Avenue. Do you want to start with that? That's the 7 to the 4s.
yeah, that is fine. So,
Okay, so let's do that. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry.
so what we will be doing is we will be voting on all of the projects that scored down through number 3 tonight. That's as far as we're going. We will deal with the rest of them at our following meeting.
We doing money at this time, or that's the
Yes.
next stage?
Oh, no, the money will be done this time. So
Okay.
as we vote that we want to recommend a project, we will also be discussing, do we want to recommend what they asked for, or do we want to recommend with less than they asked for?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and Karen, if you can go back to that that other spreadsheet, so I can explain to the committee members, the new ones that,
Oh, okay, hold on.
okay,
I lost the, darn it. I am so sorry, you guys. You know, I could probably do this later. What I did is when it's a condition on the spreadsheet, so I lost the amount of totals, but never mind, never mind. I'll fix that later. We don't need it. I'm talking to myself, never mind.
Okay, but I want to go to the spreadsheet that you had up previously that showed the reserves.
Oh, yeah, this one.
All right. So Karen will be our bookkeeper tonight, and up at the top, you will see our three reserves. The historic reserve, the open space and recreational reserve, the housing reserve, and then the big pot, which is the undesignated reserve. And what we have to recommend is a total of 3,154,713. As we start recommending the projects, the Community Preservation Coalition, you know, our support group down in the Boston area, always says to take the money out of your reserves first, empty your reserves before you start going into your undesignated reserve. And then as each thing happens out of the undesignated reserve, it ultimately will be considered a historic project, a housing project, or an open space recreation project. So the highest scoring project, unless someone has questions, we'll start actually talking about the projects and voting. So the highest scoring project was the gun block project, for which they've requested 300,000. So if someone wants to make a motion, that we can then have a discussion and then we will have a vote.
Make a motion to approve the gun block exterior project.
Okay, a second?
I'll second that.
All right. So any discussion?
No, this wasn't on my top 8, but it's like number 9 for me, so I think it's very important. So I'm certainly in favor of this.
Anyone else?
I think it's important, just, it's an old building, one of the oldest. I think it needs to be, there's already been some work on it, and I think it needs to continue for its historic value.
Yeah. I mean, this was on my list. The concern I have is in their proposal was $84,000 to rebuild the back stairs. And the design of that was in the packet that was ultimately sent to us. And I'm not sure whether rebuilding back stairs that were never historically there, I mean, they were there the last 50, 60 years, but they're not a historic part of the building, is an eligible preservation cost.
But didn't she send in a different estimate for different work, which is in the Google folder?
Yeah.
Because she was told that that wouldn't be allowed?
Yep.
I don't remember seeing that, but I'm not.
I did when I read it over. Yeah.
So what is, Karen, can you go into that folder and see what it is that she is asking to make up the 300,000?
I sure can.
I mean, what I took out of it was their windows, that's eligible, doors, exterior doors.
Me too.
And then the cost of, you know, to install the windows, you got to get a lift, and to get the lift, you got to close off part of the street, so you got to pay for the police. Those are all eligible. She had a paving cost, and much of that is for doing work in the basement, which I think is part of the building. Part of it is for doing the front by the sidewalk and doing in the back, which I'm not sure if it is. And then the stairs.
I thought it was also for what it's holding up in the basement or something like that.
Well, and that could be what she.
Yeah, I thought it said
ultimately-
was something like Joyce or something, you know, like
Mhm.
that, you know, to keep the building level.
Yeah.
I thought it was something like that in there.
Yeah, because it's already been there way too long.
I'm sorry this has taken me an extra minute.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, the other way we can handle it is we can simply, we can approve the 300 and just say it is not for.
Okay, all right, I think I have it now. All right. Hold on, you guys. Let me get the,
Wow.
all right, where did it go?
Is all street closures the same price? Because I know that's a busy street.
I doubt it is. It's an issue of how long it has to be closed and how many police officers you need to work the detail.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, this is not it. Where did it just go? Okay, here it is. All right. I get you guys out of the way. All right, so the first one was the windows. So this was the total for the windows. Then there was this quote, that was the stairway quote, but you're saying not, we're gonna take that out. So
Mhm.
Well, we
then,
can either take it out or we can simply say we're not funding that,
Well, just say that we're simply not funding it
Yeah.
because just looking at what that project is going to cost, it's going to cost.
So that's the budget that I saw.
Uh,
And
Concrete, police detail, track
Well, we're
lifts,
talking about the outside stairs in the back.
not the
correct.
stairs inside.
Well, we wouldn't be paying for the stairs. We don't pay for inside work. If she were
Okay,
coming,
got you.
yeah. So
Okay.
these are the back stairs, and Karen, you can show she has a diagram of what the stairs are, which is, yeah, that's, so that's what the 84,000 is.
Well, I
Yeah.
think it's 18, isn't it? Or
Now,
am I
if you
mistaken?
look at the exterior budget PDF, Karen, pull up that one.
That's at 84.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, I thought that was 18.
It
Okay.
was 18 on another sheet, but it was just
Oh.
part of the 84. You did see 18,000 something.
Oh, okay.
But it was on a
Thanks,
different
Judy.
Yeah.
Yep.
hmm.
So, I mean, I guess we have two ways to go. We can either recommend the full 300,000 with the condition that it can't be used for the exterior stairs because they're not a historic feature. Or we can reduce the 300,000 by the cost of the stairs.
I think I would like to reduce the 300,000 by
I
the
agree with that.
cost of the stairs.
Yes, I agree with Judy.
I mean, unless they could come up with something else, but I agree with that. Since the stairs, we can't, it's not that we don't want to, we can't fund them. So, yeah, I agree with that.
Does she already have the budget for the police and the detail and all that?
Well, it's in the budget, so that's included in the 300,000 that she has asked for.
Yeah, for the roof or anything, I didn't notice that.
The roof has been funded by the $250,000 that was already earmarked for the building. So
Okay, so I
masonry work,
hadn't seen that. Okay.
yeah, so roof and masonry work is being taken care of by the 250,000.
That's all covered.
I think she initially thought that the windows would fall into that, but the masonry and the roof are taking up most of that money.
I just want to check one more place. Just to make sure that I
I
didn't
remember
miss
there
it.
was something else. I was I should have printed it out because it was something else that replaced the stairs.
Yeah, I'm looking at, okay. All right, I can share this back now. I just wanted to find it first. Okay, so this is all of the information that the grantee has sent. And I'm going to look at the latest date. That's it. That's all there is. So,
Okay.
all right, so the stairway drawing and the stairway quote, and that's not something that we are going to do. So the gun block windows and whatever else. What is this one? It's just the pictures.
They're
So,
just pictures.
oh, I know what it was. It kind of left it open if she was going, she could use the difference for the retail style windows
Well, once again, they
instead of
would
the
have-
stair.
well, she could, they would have to meet the Secretary of the Interior standards as our consultant determines. So the answer is yes, if they are appropriate, and no if they're not appropriate. So we can leave the full amount if folks want and say that it's for the, you know, exterior work, including the storefront windows, but not including the back stairway.
Or remove it entirely, right? So those are your
Correct.
choices, kids.
Yeah.
What are they using now to exit the building if they don't have a stairway back there?
Well, the building, I mean, Willie, the building has been vacant for probably 10 or 15 years. And
Yes.
there was a back stairway that, but it was removed. I don't know whether it was structurally unsound or whether it was a way to keep the vandals from going up it and trying to get into the building. Obviously, her interest is putting housing up there, and there will have to be a stairway reinstalled, but it may not be a CPA paid for stairway.
Yeah.
So she can put a stairway there long it complies with CPA?
No.
No,
No,
she
his-
can't.
historic district.
Okay.
I mean, clearly the whatever she puts there would have to comply with the Secretary of the Interior standards. And I'm clueless how they would handle putting
But
in a
she can,
stairway.
but she can use the money for the construction for those temporary things to be able to get up to those floors, correct?
Say that again.
You know how like someone asks, how is she getting upstairs? How are they getting upstairs? How are the contractors, the developers are getting upstairs?
They're
They're
going
gonna
up.
need some makeshift thing, right? To
Oh,
get
they're
up
gonna
those
go-
There's
stairs.
they're gonna
stairs.
go up those stairs in the building.
Okay,
These stairs were the second means of egress that would be
got you. Like an emergency exit.
correct.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So committee, we in a sense have, as Karen said, you have two choices. We can either recommend the full 300,000, but specifically say, although the storefronts are an eligible expense, the rear stairs are not, or we can reduce.
To me, place has been an eyesore. I want to give her the whole 300 and just make sure that she knows it cannot be used for the stairs. It cannot be used for those things, but whatever money you need to get this building up and running and finally removing that eyesore from that corner.
Yep.
But we have to know what she's gonna do with, I mean, it can't just, you know what I mean? We
Well,
have
she
to,
does have a budget here.
right,
an overall budget,
It's an
so,
overall budget.
so she could tap into something
So she
on
could
that.
tap into that
Mhm,
whatever's
mhm.
remaining because
Right.
it's gonna cost her. I mean, to shut down Walnut, to shut down that street, get details and everything else, that's a lot. It's a lot of money.
Well, so is 300,000 though, too.
True. True.
And you have a lot of projects to look through. So
Right.
all of those are elements in your decision.
Well, so I forget whether we have a motion. Do we have a motion to recommend 300,000? Yes, because we're having a discussion. So Yolanda, you could propose an amendment to the motion that says the 300 can be used toward storefront work, but not toward the rear stairs.
Yeah. So I make a motion that the remainder 84 could be used for those retail store windows, but not for the stairs.
As long as the windows fall.
Well,
Within,
that
right,
goes
as long
without
as the
saying.
windows, yeah, as long as the
Yeah.
Correct.
windows are CPA eligible. That means that she needs to check in with Karen or Bob before purchasing those windows to make sure that those are eligible.
Okay. The second to that motion?
Second.
All right, so that was a motion to amend the original motion of 300,000. So unless there's discussion on the motion to amend, the motion to amend is that the 300,000 can be used toward storefront, but not toward rear stairs. If no one has a comment, question, then we will take a vote on the motion to amend. And Karen, I need to see everyone. So please put,
Oh, sorry. Okay.
so Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita.
That's the 300,000.
No, this is the motion to amend. Then we'll be taking a motion on the 300,000.
Okay, yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Judy,
No.
all right, and Bob is a yes. So the motion has been amended. The motion that we will now be discussing and voting on is a recommendation of 300,000 for exterior work and stabilization, which can include the storefronts, but cannot include the rear stairs. Any discussion or questions on the motion that we're now going to be voting on? So we'll start the voting then. Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Judy,
No.
and Bob is a yes. So the motion has passed for a recommendation of 300,000 for the gun block exterior and stabilization, which can include the storefronts, but not include the rear stairs. And we will take that from the historic reserve. All right. So the next one is the down payment assistance program. Someone wants to make a motion to get us started on the discussion?
I make a
Make a
motion
move
that
that we start the discussion.
Well, we need a dollar amount included in your motion. Move that we recommend with whatever.
How much was it?
Question,
it was 300,000.
300,000. Who determines how much they give the borrowers, the city or do we?
No, they've already, in their proposal, they have said the income eligible households will all, as far as I know, they will get a $10,000 assistance to write down the cost of the house. And that will be secured by a 10-year owner occupancy affordability requirement.
You know, it's also important to note that they don't have any of the soft costs that some of the other programs have. it's 100% of the funds go directly to these households. So they're they're saying they can do 30 income eligible at 10,000 each.
Oh, that's good to know.
I guess the only thing that I would throw out, last year they asked for 300 and we gave them less than 300, or we recommended less than 300. So if committee members are looking for ways to save some money now so that when we meet in 2 weeks, we have more money for more projects, this is something that we could recommend 250 for. Let's
Can I ask, why can't they, I mean, they haven't given out the last money we gave them, right? Is that clear?
No,
No, they did use the
It-
money,
It's
right?
all been given away.
Well, not
I'm not
all
sure
of it.
what- Not all of it, but I think the lion's share of it,
Uh-huh.
has been
Do we
given.
know how much was left?
Well, so here's the thing is that that's not something they can all use immediately. It requires that the homeowner has been verified, they found the
Right.
house. And so it takes like a process
Right,
before that person comes to the
Yeah.
front to get the grant. So
Right.
I mean, I feel like I would like to give them the whole amount, because the one thing that really changes, I know in my neighborhood, after the absentee landlords left and it's now more owner occupied, it has changed the way the neighborhood looks. And I think it's just such an important thing to have in the city, where we really want people to own houses,
And
because
not only,
it does make a difference. It's made a big difference in my neighborhood.
and we benefit from it because more homeowners, more money that goes into our pot.
Mhm.
bring in the receipts, Yolanda.
Bring in the receipts. It's all about the money.
Well,
So I
so
agree for the 300,000. I'm with Juanita on this one.
all right. Well, if there is no motion for a lesser amount, then we will.
I would like the motion for 250.
All right. Is there a
Well,
second?
hold on before
Wait a minute,
250.
make
Remember,
it so
they're
it's 10,
10,000.
so,
Yeah, they're $10,000 grants. So
right.
250
Well,
means 25 homeowners.
Yeah,
25. Oh,
That's an
sorry.
easy math.
because my thing is, if they haven't used the money that we already allotted to them, they probably just come back next year.
No, I think you heard it, Ron. They do use the money. The only
But
money that is no. They use the money. Only little bit is left over, but I'm pretty sure there's still homeowners getting ready that are already a part of this program and it has to wait for the closing costs, correct? Karen?
or the house fell through and now they have to get another one. So I mean, they're
Right.
still working with those homeowners.
So they're
It's a
still
long
working with
process,
those
as you said.
Yeah, it's a long process. So they're
It's a
not
long
just sitting
process.
on the money like Wayfinders sitting on the money. They're not just sitting on it. They're using it.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
All right. So Ron, is that still a motion?
No, it's okay. I'm clear. I thought that money was just sitting there, and I felt if it was just sitting there, then we should reduce the money, because they'll come back, I'm sure, next year asking for money again.
Okay. All right. So not hearing any amendments, motions to amend for a lesser amount, we will take the vote. So Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
and Bob is a yes. Okay. So Karen, this one will come out of the housing reserve.
Sorry. Yep. All right, where'd it go? Why do I keep losing it? Sorry. Oh, because I had that up. I'm sorry. All right. Try that again. Okay, so 300 out of housing. All right, so that'll leave you 17,100 left in housing.
Okay. So the next one to discuss is Rainville in Newcourt Terrace, which is the Wayfinders rehabilitation of apartment buildings on Byers Street, and they have asked for 300,000. So a motion with a dollar figure so that we can start the discussion.
Bob, I'll make a motion to approve the Rainville project at $100,000.
Is there a second?
I second.
All right, so discussion.
I think as we discussed at the last meeting, this is an enormous project, multi-millions of dollars. I get the actual number, but our percentage, our 300 or our 100 is a minuscule percent of the project. The sponsors of the project suggested that what they were looking for was a commitment from the city in some form to help them in terms of procuring other elements of the funding. Not that this is going to be a make or break for the project. So I'm suggesting that we contribute 100,000 out of the 300,000 requests, in as much as it is a meaningful amount. Whether it's 100 or 300 doesn't make a whole lot of difference to the overall project because of this, the massive scope of it. And it shows the commitment of our committee and correspondingly the city to the project.
Okay, anyone else have comments?
What is the overall cost? You said it's a massive amount. How much is the project costing overall?
It's,
Yeah, where'd it go? I had it right in front of me, but I think we lost it.
yeah, it's,
$1 billion.
2,536,000.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
But Steve's right. And what she said is they can use whatever we give them as leverage because it's a city. It comes from the city of Springfield and they can use it as leverage. But I agree with Steve. If we are going to fund this, I would lower because whether it's 300,000 or 100,000, I don't think it'll make the idea that we're giving them something to help them get other money. I think the 100,000 would probably work. I don't know, but
Any other thoughts?
How much, Steve, on that?
Yeah. I guess my feeling, I agree that they don't need the full 300. I guess I would be more generous than 100, but.
More like
that's-
150?
I was leaning to 2.
Well, Rosemary, you can always make a motion and then we will debate the motion. So,
We'll stick with the 1. It's, you're right. It's not going to make or break the project. It's more of a token thing to help so they can get more money from other agencies and other, sources.
And I figure that the 200,000 that we're not giving is something that we can put towards a project that really needs our dollar for dollar support, where it's actually crucial to the completion of the project, or much more so than in this case anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Steve.
Mm-hmm.
all right, any other comments before we take the vote? So the motion is to recommend the Rainville and Newcourt Terrace at $100,000. So starting the voting, Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
yes,
Rhonda,
Yes,
Judy,
Yes.
and Bob is a yes. So 100,000. And that will come out of the remainder of the housing reserve.
Move that out the way.
And then out of the rest of it out of the undesignated. Karen, you're putting it in the wrong line item.
I did. Thank you, Bob. All right.
So you're not, okay, yep. So, but it's not, Karen, it's not coming out of the housing reserve because the housing reserve only has $17,100.
So we can't
So-
do that, Bob. So we
Oh,
need to
that's
do
correct.
math.
Yes, we.
All right. Go about your business. I'll do the math here.
Okay. All right. So the next one is 7 to 9 Stockbridge Street. I am continuing to recuse myself and Yolanda as vice chair will take over the discussion on this.
Okay, everyone. We're going over the 7 to 9 Stockbridge rehabilitation. Where do we go from there? Karen, help me out.
Well,
Any
they're
discussions?
they're
Huh?
asking for 51,547.
51,547 and change. How much was the change?
No
No, there's
change.
no change.
Oh, no change. Okay. Any discussions?
Is it possible to see what they're using that for, the contract? Would you be able to pull that up, Karen?
Sure. Give me a second.
Your time.
I think they were the last, I think they were in the April 7th interviews. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, here's their folder. What are you looking for specifically?
Yeah, so they're looking for windows, to remove old windows, adding 9 windows,
The line item.
2 doors, and installation and paint the facade.
That's what I'm looking for, the budget. Okay.
Done it.
I mean, those aren't unreasonable amounts.
No.
You know, to make uh thing for the 51,000 and approval for that. That's why I wanted to look at the contract to see what it covered. Was it 1 item or 6 items, or and where the items seemed reasonable? To me, they seem reasonable.
Okay. Anyone else?
Well, again, it's one of the old buildings, the third oldest building in downtown Springfield, and it's, work has been started, and then it's not that much money they're asking for, so I say we should just,
Okay. Anyone else? Anybody want to make a motion for the full amount?
I did.
I'll
I'll
make,
make a motion for the full amount for the Stockbridge 7 to 9.
Rosemary, you're seconding that, or?
I'll second it.
Okay, so we'll start the vote. Juanita,
yes,
Judy,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes,
Rosemary,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
and Yolanda's a yes. Okay, Bob, you're right back up.
Well, hold on, let's,
Oh,
all right,
sorry.
so, that's okay. So, we're taking this out of historic, right?
Yep, we're gonna take it out of the historic,
Okay, all right, carry on.
which, does it give us, what is left? Because I see 300,000 and 51, that leaves us with? Okay.
No,
Looks
that's
good.
how much it's used. That's how much it's
That's used, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yep, but we can just keep going. The next one will just subtract whatever's left.
Okay. Well,
All
my
right.
job is done. Bob, you're right back up.
Why, thank you. And also just for the record that I abstained and recused. So the next one is the Historic Homes Program, the program that we run. And so if we could have a motion with a dollar figure to start the discussion.
I'll make a motion that we award 300,000 to the Historic Home Restoration Program.
I'll second that.
Okay, so a discussion.
Well, it's a program that is working well, and I see the signs as I drive along, so it
Mhm.
seems to be working well, so.
Absolutely.
Okay, any other comments? Hearing none, and any emotions to fund for less? Hearing none, we will do the vote. So Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
Yes,
Rhonda,
Yes,
Judy,
Yes.
and Bob is a yes. All right.
Okay,
So now this will be split between whatever money is remaining in the reserve.
okay, so you do want to use it under historic category.
Yes,
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. And the remainder is 236, 627. Okay,
all right.
so that bucket is zeroed out now.
Right.
And so is the
Uh,
housing.
So the next one is 52 Sumner Avenue window work and fire suppression system.
269,971.
Yeah,
Do you want to see any of the paperwork for the project?
The line item.
All right. Coming right up.
Yeah, I think looking at the budget's a great idea. Because it's been a while since we looked at them and I don't remember each one. I should print them out so I have them.
You don't need to do that. That's why you have me, Rosemary.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay.
We would be lost without you.
Oh, thank you, hon. All right, so you want, let's see now where it would be. Here we go. And there's so this is the sprinkler plan. 274. And how much are they asking for again?
well, let's see, the lower budget is their operating costs and income. So that's irrelevant to, so that's the budget for the work. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4 items are the costs to do the windows. And then plus an inflation allowance. And then the last 2 items is an estimate for the sprinkler system, because it hasn't been designed yet. And the last item, the 15,000, is to do a plan. So you get an idea of what the cost is.
Yeah, this was a little tricky for them to submit a cost on this because they couldn't get an exact estimate until they paid a price to get the estimate.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think this is one where we could fund the windows and maybe the plan and tell them to come back later for the actual sprinkler system installation.
Yes.
I agree. Yeah, they
I-
could,
I-
because the
I
windows
agree.
are the most important right now, so.
Right. This was one of the ones that, although I thought it's a good project, I knew from their budget, we could fund some.
Yes.
And that's what's good about this one.
So what are we saying, Bob, like 150?
Well, let's pick stuff here.
It says 44.
She talked about how important those, to put the leaded, to re-lead the windows.
Yeah, I think we need to do all of the windows. So the 44,000 and the 8,500
8,000.
and the
Yeah.
restoration that regarding the re-letting is the 39,000, and you need the scaffolding to get up because they're big windows. And then there's the inflation allowance.
Yeah.
So I
So
would,
everything, you're talking about everything but the sprinkler.
correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I agree.
When would they? It makes
hold
sense. to-
on. Do you want to, not the estimated sprinkler quote, to remove that, but leave the sprinkler plan in place so that they can pay for that plan, because they can't move forward until they have the plan. But at least they would have it in place if they came back next year.
Just a quick question on the sprinkler. Is there a sprinkler already installed and they're just upgrading it? Is there, I mean,
do not-
sprinklers in these old properties scare the bejesus out of me because I know how they go up. If there's any kind of fire, sprinklers to me are critical. But I was wondering if there's already a system and this would just be an improvement.
I do not believe, Rosemary, that there is a sprinkler system in what used to be the sanctuary and is now the performance space.
Okay.
So without adding is the inflation allowance for the sculpting, restoration, and not the sprinkler system, or is that quote that 24,000 is for the sprinkler system as well?
Well, the fact that they have it after the windows as opposed to at the bottom, I would assume that it has to do with the window quote,
Yeah.
not
That was
with,
what I thought.
Karen,
can
what's
shed
that
a little
what's that
light.
amount?
I
What's
can
that?
shed a little amount on that, because I did speak with the company that would be doing the work, and they've had some real issues with the tariffs on stained glass, and their costs are going up in
Okay.
relation. So that contingency fee, I'm not surprised it's there.
Right.
But-
What is that direct amount for that contingency? 24 what?
Hold on, I'll pull it back up. Okay, it is the inflation allowance, 24,961. So for a total I have, including the sprinkler quote, is 153,810.
What I have without the sprinkler is 121 611. 121,611. That's without the sprinkler.
But I
Without-
think a sprinkler has some value, and I think it's important to have a sprinkler system in that type of building. I don't
Oh,
think,
so we're not talking about sprinklers for the lawn. We're talking about sprinklers for what's going on Oh my goodness.
The
Bear with me.
sprinklers.
Yeah,
Bear
the
with me.
sprinklers are very important for safety.
That is true. Especially if
And
there's
it's
gonna be kids in that building,
that's what I was
families in
getting
that
ready to say.
building.
If I
Yes. And
recall, it isn't the sprinkler, right? I mean, it's the
plan for the sprinkler that you're
plan and
considering
the estimate,
funding.
right? Yeah.
it's
So-
not the
So this
sprinkler,
is-
it's just the plan.
I'm gonna bring it back
So-
up, guys.
Because they have, why do they have a plan and the cost for the sprinkler if they don't have a plan yet? I don't understand that.
That's how
I don't either.
I'm with Steve with this one.
When I saw
Okay.
that, I thought,
Good
you know, I
conversation.
thought, oh, this contractor is really,
I
Well, that
can
doesn't make
explain
much
that.
sense.
Okay,
Well,
let me explain that, what happened here.
It seems to
Okay.
me that the math is to take the total estimate and to subtract 137,000 for the actual sprinkler system, and then they would have everything else.
Right.
And that's 153,810.
Oh, that's good.
So what's more important, the sprinkler system or the windows?
I think we need to, we funded them last year for some of the windows. This building has been here for more than 100 years without a sprinkler system. So in my mind, another year or so without a sprinkler system's not going to make that much difference.
and
So-
the windows, she said when she was talking to us, that those windows were really, they
Need work, yes.
need
Yeah.
work
Basically, the
immediately.
windows is more paramount.
Right,
Okay.
To them, I
that's
think.
what I think.
Well, because they're drafty too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So do we add in the plan or just,
Well, if I could suggest this, because she contacted several companies, and that's what their process is. Because in
Oh.
order to actually come over and give a real estimate to a quote, it's pretty intensive what they need to do. And they're not going to just do that for free.
I see.
And so until they have an actual, the plan in place, they can't move forward. And so
Right.
they're asking for the money to put the plan in place. And if you're not going to fund it, that's fine. But then at least they have the amount that they'll need when they come back
Mhm.
next year.
Right, they'll know.
Right.
Okay,
They
Well,
have
I
all
say
the-
let's
all the,
do-
probably all the legal vetting and, code and all the other things they have to deal with in the
Mm.
plan, right? So once they construct it, it'll be relatively simple, if not costly.
I'm
So I
sure.
see that. So yeah, I'm in favor of doing the plan part, but not the actual sprinkler system cost.
so I mean, somebody sets up a plan, a contractor comes in, sets up a plan. There isn't money for the sprinkler itself. So then that plan sits there until they come up with the money and then the amount of money will probably change.
right. So let's just do what
But I
it-
think
what did I
that's
say?
an easier adjustment to make because all the work will
The
have
work
been
is
done.
done.
Right.
If
Yeah.
they have, if the company is still in existence, yeah.
Let's focus on the windows.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the cost of the windows? Was that the
Window-
121,611, like I said, or is it more?
Hold on.
And you added the plan in, didn't you?
I did
You
add the 24,000.
Check this out.
All right, so we have the restoration of the reletting, which is 44,000. Then the
Mhm.
restoration of the single glazed steel ventilators, that's 8350. Then the
Mhm.
restoration for reletting, which is 39,500. Then
Mhm.
the scaffolding, 4,600.
Mhm.
And the inflation allowance, 24,961. That's for all the windows.
I got 121,611. That's what I have. Is that right?
One, close enough.
And then
All right.
add the sprinkler plan.
And the sprinkler plan. So if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
add
yeah.
the sprinkler plan in, then it's 153,810.
Sold.
Yes.
Okay, can take this down now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need, so we need now a motion
Motion.
with an amount.
What an amount, Steve?
What was it? 153, what?
810.
810. I move that we approve funding for 52 Sumner Avenue windows and sprinkler system plan in the amount of $153,810.
Okay, second to that,
I'll
I'll
second it.
second that.
Okay.
okay?
Yep, give it to Rosemary.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we will take the vote then. Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
Yes,
Rhonda,
Yes,
Judy,
Yes.
Bob is yes. Okay,
Okay, then let's go back and see where we're at.
Me moving along.
just
Yeah.
keeping, I'm keeping a report here. We've just hit 1,205,000.
Oh, nice. Oh,
We're doing good here.
hey,
I'm anticipating we will probably allocate up to 2 million tonight, and then we will gather in 2 weeks to finish it off. So this will come out of the undesignated reserve. Okay. And so now we need to go and pick up the projects that scored 3.
The 52 was four, right?
That's my understanding.
Yeah. Somebody else must have added and I didn't see that.
all right. So we still have open space and rec with full bucket there. So what math do you want me to do? What is it?
No, I want you to go back to the voting, the committee voting one, and now let's see what are the ones that scored 3.
All right, the Nahorniak Park, Nathan Bill, Mulberry House, Parent Villages, Housing Trust, and Old First Church. How much stamina do you guys have?
mine's is waning, mine's is waning.
But we're doing very well, so.
Yeah,
Oh, it's good. A good pace.
Okay, so, so the next one will be, Nahorniak Park Tennis and Pickleball. They have asked for 300,000.
So we're going to go ahead with that tonight? Or how many do you want to do?
We're doing all of the 3s tonight.
Oh,
You do all of the 3s tonight? How many 3s do we have?
We have about 6 3s.
Well, that's a bit much.
That's a lot.
Well, let's see how we're doing.
Okay.
So, does someone want to make a motion with a dollar amount?
I want to go with hold on. Do I have to do it in order?
Well, you have to do, we're taking up Nahorniak Park tennis courts.
Oh, okay. No, that's not mine. I want.
go ahead, Yolanda, this is your baby.
Yeah, this is not mine.
Where's Yolanda?
I was trying to get my mute off.
Ah.
Yeah, I will.
I have a note here that says Yolanda's pushing this one.
Noyer Park Tennis and Pickleball Court for 300,000.
All right, second
I'll second it.
discussion. Discussion.
It's 300,000 Is that just the pickleball or was there more to it?
No,
Karen,
I have
line
no
item.
idea
Courts.
how much it costs for pickleball.
the whole project is 300,000 and it's only CPA funded. There is no other funding source involved in this.
All right, I can pull that up if you
And
want.
A reminder,
Involves the improvement of the tennis courts, and
Right.
Well,
and
isn't this part of the Parks Department putting in pickleball courts and,
this is the park department putting in pickleball courts where there was a tennis court and
right,
refurbishing a tennis court.
right.
For an area that doesn't have any other parks.
Yep.
And this is, again, I mean, I understand the importance of all of the parks, but it's, the park department is putting in, I mean, this is their thing, and I don't know whether it's part of their budget, but in putting in pickleball courts in parks. So do they have an allotment of money to do these renovations in all the park, or is this, you know?
That should have been a question asked of them, Yolanda, or Juanita.
Juanita. Yeah, no, I know. I think we did, but we didn't, well,
You did an
I
answer.
think we did ask that and
We
we didn't
did.
get a clear answer.
right.
No.
Well, they are saying here there are no other funding sources for this project.
Oh,
Hmm.
And
My cat.
So, any other comments or questions? The motion's been made to recommend 300,000 for pickleball and tennis at Nohorniak.
General question about the pickleball. I know several of them, of the parks are looking for pickleball, Forest Park, this park, several parks.
Nathan
And they
Bill.
all have,
Nathan
and they all have different amounts. Is that because every job is different? Are they all that varied? That one place takes 300,000 and when we go back to the list, you'll see the different amounts? I'm just curious.
I don't think the
Actually-
amounts, I don't
actually,
think.
they're all except for Nathan Bill, they're all 300,000.
They
Yeah,
all
that's
were?
true.
It's a
Yeah.
miracle. It's a
They're all,
miracle.
except for Nathan Bill.
Yeah,
I-
except for Nathan Bill's, yep.
I think the issue, because I did ask them, I think, it varies based on what the subsoil conditions is at that specific park. So if you've got a park that's got more marshy ground, you have to put you in your court in a different fashion than if you have it in, let's say, sandy ground. And evidently there's a cost difference.
Okay, thank you, Bob. That was what, it just seems like if they're doing all the same things, it should be very close or the same, you know?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, and they're fairly close. I mean, there are some variations, but it's not like huge variations.
no, almost everything coming from the park is 300,000. Everything is except for, well, Merritt Park, but that's different. And Nathan Bill.
Okay, any other comments or questions? So Karen, if you could take it down so we can have the vote. So the motion is $300,000 for pickleball and tennis at Nahorniak Park. Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary, Juanita,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Judy,
No,
all right, and Bob is a yes.
Do these come with pickleball lessons? That's what I want to know. If we're gonna give them all this money, it should come with lessons for us.
Rosemary, I'm with you. We should go because I have no idea what
Yes.
pickleball is. I'm
I have
still
no
trying to figure it
idea.
out.
But people seem to love it, so
All
I'm
right,
like, what's the
we're
difference
paying
between
for it, we
tennis
should
and
get
pickleball?
something.
all right, so the
It's like
next
a
one up,
combination of racquetball and tennis, really.
Whatever happened to handball?
Good question.
still there.
In the north end, they play a lot of that over on
There you go.
Calhoun.
So the next one is Nathan Bill, is that correct, Karen?
Let's go back to that.
So this is, my recollection, is also refurbishment of tennis courts and the creation of pickleball courts at Nathan Bill.
Yes,
So
so,
the
all
here
right.
Nathan bill is 300,000. I guess when I was looking at the first, for the application, it was 2. Okay. So
So
anyway,
it is 300,000?
it's 300,000.
I think it was
Okay.
300.
So, wait, did you take a vote on the Horniak?
Yes.
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 Oh, we have to go take it out of that. So let's go to the spreadsheet on budget so Karen can take it out of the open space.
Oh, sorry, I thought I had that sharing with you, no wonder. Okay, yeah. All right. Yes, so there's now 25,590 left in
Okay.
Open space.
open space.
Yeah.
So now we're at Nathan's bills, which is the exact same amount.
Yeah, they're all 300,000.
Oh, I thought there was one that was off.
Well, I
guess
thought so too, but I had made a mistake.
I tell you, it's a miracle. It all comes out to 300,000.
It used to be 250, remember?
That
Amazing.
is, that's true.
See,
All
what
right,
a coincidence.
So if we could have a motion with an amount regarding Nathan Bill.
Make a motion for $300,000 for Nathan Bill's pickleball court.
All right, second.
I'll second it.
All right, next then, discussion.
Well, I feel like we really can't afford to do all of these pickleball courts. We have given Nathan Bill for other
No, we,
projects in the park.
No, I
No,
think we
we-
denied them last year.
No,
I don't
we
think
did-
we gave them anything, right?
correct.
But before that, we gave them money.
No, Yolanda is correct. We did not recommend the Nathan Bill proposal last year. In
Right.
fact, the only open space money that has been spent in East Forest Park is for the library outdoor
Oh, that's
room.
true.
Yes.
And we funded a study for the bike trail on the Highland Division. That's the boundary between Forest Park and East Forest Park. So.
And
that-
I would think, like I'm about, like this would be completely needed for this particular neighborhoods. We didn't approve anything for them last year. And with that particular area, looking to have a lot more activities and things like that, I think it would get utilized very, very well. It would be a very, very busy park in that particular
Yeah.
area. That would be
It is
provided
a
by
well-used,
us. Yes, it's a
It
very
is a
very
used.
well-used park.
I
Yeah,
go
and I
by
think,
it
yeah,
all the
and that's,
time.
I think we would be very happy as a committee to see so many people utilize that space in the summers and fall and winter, because it's like almost like a year round. Every time I drive by there, I always see somebody coming in and out of that park in some way.
Yeah, I agree. We used to walk the dog and every area of it was used.
Absolutely. So I would recommend 300,000.
Okay. Any other comments? Hearing none, we will take the vote then. Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Lily,
Yes.
Rosemary, Juanita,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Judy,
No.
and Bob is a yes. Okay. So we will empty out the open space reserve and take the rest of it out of the undesignated reserve.
Hold on, guys. I gotta throw my pasta in.
We coming to your house for dinner?
Okay, so while Karen's doing that, the next on the list is the Mulberry House roof, which they're asking 275. So,
I'll
Okay.
make a motion on that. I move to fund the Mulberry House roof in the amount of, I'm sorry, what was the number there?
well, they asked for 275.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 275.
Second,
All right, discussion?
This is the second year they came to us for this. And based upon their presentation, I feel like it's probably we're like the best funding source they're going to find, absent raising the you know the condo fees significantly. So I feel it's uh, a major element of that historic district. It's a distinctive uh, architecture, and it's I think something we should do.
Any other comments?
I just want to agree with Steve.
I guess my concern is the budget that's in the application, which comes from the building contractors, is 141,176. The rest of that is sort of like if there is sort of a contingency fee cost if there is something else that happens. So my feeling is that we don't need to fund the whole project. There are 120 units and they may have to fund some of it.
Where is the budget? Do you see? I'm looking at this right now.
There is a letter, it looks like it, there is a letter in the application that has at the top Mulberry House roof repair and restoration.
All right.
And when I asked them why that was at 141, but they were asking for 275, they said, because you never know what you're going to find.
Right, so there's a percentage like contingency fee in here? Is that what they're asking for?
Well, yeah, but it's $130,000 contingencies that they bumped it up.
Well, I
Some
think that's a
100%.
high inflation.
Well, it's not, Rhonda, it's not an issue of inflation. It's a matter of if they find problems with the roof that they didn't anticipate.
Yeah, but that's still quite a bit much.
that's 100%. That's almost 100% extra.
That's quite a bit.
I
mean-
personally would recommend 200. I mean, there's a lot of landlords there. They've got, rentals. I'd like to see them get it, but I'm not sure I feel that much about it.
Well, we could reduce it.
Well, and that's what Rosemary suggested.
Right. I agree with Rosemary.
Well, if we want to have a discussion on a reduction, we need a motion to reduce.
Oh. Well,
I motion we approve it to a reduced amount of 200,000.
Is there
I
a
second it.
All right. So there's now a discussion on the motion, which is to reduce the recommendation to 200,000. Any comments? Any thoughts?
It seems reasonable.
Does that that comes out to the, I don't know the breakdown of that budget. Would that cover enough? What were you
Well,
saying, Bob?
the only budget figure that we got is the letter from the contractor that gives a budget estimate of 141,176.
Yeah,
The rest of that amount is on if there was a surprise that they're not
Okay.
anticipating
Right.
that greatly
If-
increased your costs.
And then if not, it would come back to us anyway.
If they don't need all the money that we've
Yeah.
allocated, it comes back to us. Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions, any other comments? Otherwise, we'll take the vote. All right, I don't
The
see.
vote for 200,000.
Right.
Yes, yeah, this is a vote on the amended, it's a vote on an amendment to reduce the recommendation to 200,000. All right, so we'll start with, since I don't see Yolanda, we'll start with Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Yolanda, did you know where?
Yes, I heard. Yes.
All right, and Bob is yes. So the motion, the initial motion to recommend has been amended, that we're recommending 200,000. And we'll now take a vote on that motion. So Karen, if I can see the screen with everyone. So Yolanda. Yolanda has signaled yes, thumbs up. Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Bob is a yes. All right. So the next one is Parent Villages Nonprofit, which is asked for 74,500 to continue doing exterior renovation to their building at 32 Hamden Street. If someone would make a motion.
For some reason, I can't remember that project.
This is a 4-story yellow brick building right next to public television on Hamden Street. And it's owned by a nonprofit that also has nonprofit tenants. And last year we gave them a little bit of money. I want to say it was like 45,000. They asked for more, and we recommended, I think, 45,000 so they could address their roof. There. Thank you, Karen. Willie, do you recognize that building?
Yes, I do.
All right. So that's the proposal. Karen, you want to put up, I saw the budget. If you want to put up the budget, just so people can see what they're asking for. So it looks like window work, it's stairs and railings on the outside. It's then rental of equipment and cost of hiring the police, et cetera, and then a contingency fee.
So the stairs, are we gonna run into that problem with the stairs?
Well, this one has, these I believe are the actual existing.
Oh, okay, okay.
This agency provides services to the general public. If you understand my question, what type of services are being provided through this program to the general public?
Now, I have to say, I'm not sure exactly what they do.
Sure, either. I'm not really. I don't know if anybody else has any idea what they actually do.
I can
Well,
pull up
so in the narrative, it says Parent Villages is committed to transforming lives through 2 generational programs that support families impacted by violence and trauma. To
Right.
expand our impact, we recently acquired the historic Whitcomb building at 32 Hamden Street, a space that will allow us to scale our services in collaboration with community partners. On average, we serve over 700 individuals And with this building's restoration, we can continue to provide safe, supportive spaces for family in need.
Yolanda, you know about them, don't you?
Yeah, Parent Villages.
Yeah.
They're a great organization. They give a lot back, and their building is like a co-op for other organizations in there.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
They work with youth as well.
Oh yeah, they do media. They teach kids about media. They teach kids about peer leading. They do a lot with kids. A lot. I always see them on my Facebook news feed. Always something new. Always something engaging. And they don't just engage the kids; they engage the parents as well. So I like that as well because we know maturity doesn't always happen with age. So, by bringing in the parents as well get them involved, it's a village that takes a,
Yeah.
it's the reason why, Springfield needs that, a village.
All right.
Mhm.
Sounds like they provide a valuable service. Thank you.
Mhm.
So I guess we need then a motion because we don't have a motion yet. So a motion to recommend.
A motion to recommend, how much is it, Karen?
74,500.
A motion to recommend 74,500.
I'll second that motion.
All right. Any other discussion or questions from committee members? Hearing none, seeing no hands up, we'll start Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
and Bob is a yes. All right. And that will be coming out of our undesignated reserve. And while Karen is putting that up, we move on to the next three, which is the Housing Trust Fund redevelopment of vacant city-owned properties. And if you remember, they were looking to be working with either the tax foreclosed apartment building on Main Street in the north end at the corner of Arch Street, which we had previously funded, but the previous owner failed to produce, or working with the now closed Eastern Avenue School at the corner of Alden Street and Eastern Avenue. So, someone want to make a motion so we have something to discuss?
Want any?
What was that? Did someone say something?
I'm sorry, I was talking to my cat. I apologize.
All right. So
Well-
we need a motion.
I move that we fund the Housing Trust Fund project to $300,000.
Okay. Second.
Second.
All right. Any discussion, any comments, any questions?
Too many trust. I'm running out of trust on there's so many trust. I'm getting confused. Preservation trust, this trust, that trust.
Right, yes.
I think
Please.
either of these projects will be, I presume, in the, well above our $300,000, right? This is, as I recall, these are major renovations of.
Their priority, their first preference is to do the building, the 12-unit apartment building up on Main Street in Arch. And they're estimating that that's going to be a $9 million
Right.
project.
Wow.
And what their intent is to try to assemble a variety of funding sources so that the city can then attract a developer who will actually fix the building. They're not fixing the building themselves.
Right. So the question is our 300,000 meaningful on its face, or is a lesser amount also meaningful in terms of what that commitment means, or the attraction that the whole project can generate? I guess that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Similar to
Given,
Wayfinders.
well, given that this is both of them are vacant, deteriorated buildings, the Arch Street and Main Street being exceptionally, I would think that it needs as much of an incentive. Unlike some of these other housing projects where they're like with Wayfinders, they were fixing existing units. This will create new units, but it's going to cost a lot of money given the small size of the number of units.
I'm just looking here. They didn't have any other funding. They're
They have
saying
They have no
multiple
other
ye-
funding committed, yes,
But the budget is 9 million and
correct. That's what they said. Yep.
hmm. Do they need the whole 300,000 to be an eye candy?
Well,
Can they,
That's not, they're not nowhere near gonna be eye candy if it's 9 million.
that, that's my, I'm with Rhonda on that one.
Mm-mm.
I mean, Bob and I'm just looking at the three, Bob and Judith and Steve. What, I mean, again, it sounds good, like they all do, but why did you vote for it? Just so that to help me out here.
Yeah, I know I did because I am supporting more housing in the area. And I really think that this would be a great stepping stone to generate more housing.
And
But
so
am I
this,
correct, Bob, you said they're not gonna be building it. They're looking for a developer, so they still gotta look for funding, correct?
they're trying to put together a variety of funding sources that they could say when they're looking for a developer, we've already got commitments from this and this and this and this.
But currently, do they have any other funding?
No.
No, they
Okay.
do not have any other funding.
So
You
while
know,
they're sitting on this money, can we say 100,000 at least to start? And say, come back to us next year when we know that you have chopped down some of that 9 million?
Well, in their application, they've already said they're going to be seeking multi-year funding.
yeah, it says multi-year funding.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think
Okay.
1,000, it was on my list because it's a twofer. This is both a historic building, and it is going to be affordable housing. So,
They hope.
and the committee already funded a prior developer who sadly wasn't able to perform, and the city took back the money. So, if for some reason the Housing Trust Fund cannot make this building work, and the building is ultimately lost, then they will put their energy toward trying to get someone to fix the Eastern Avenue School for housing. If they're not successful at that either, this money will come back because we can certainly put a restriction that says it's for either the Main Street building or the Eastern Avenue School, or it will be returned to CPA.
Mhm.
Like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, I like that. That's
I-
better. That wording is better.
I like your wording with the candy.
Mm.
No, I think it's a good product. It would certainly, if it pans out, it is a win-win situation. So that's why I moved my vote to this one.
Yeah, and I knew there were some votes, but again, I agree with Bob that it is a twofer. It's saving a building, but it's also providing affordable housing.
Right.
Yeah, it's,
But do we want to do it for the whole 300,000?
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be sitting on it and they're gonna be coming in front of us every year. So do we want to give them the 300, knowing that some of that money can be for somebody who needs it now?
I think the building itself merits a strong commitment.
Okay.
So I guess I would say you give them the full 300,000 with the
Okay.
condition that this can only be spent on for rehabilitation of either the Main Street building or the Eastern Avenue School building.
Okay. I'm with that.
Any other comments?
So the money will be used for consultant fees. I'm trying to figure out how that $300,000 will be used.
I think, Willie, that we should put a requirement that it be spent on physical rehabilitation of the building. So use it to fix the physical building.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you all for your information, because that set it up.
Yeah, that helps.
That was helpful. Thank you.
Well, any other comments, questions? Otherwise, we will take a vote. So the motion was, did we have a motion? I'm trying to
No,
remember.
we
Yes,
didn't have a
yes.
motion yet.
Yes.
We need a motion.
No, we had a motion. I made a motion.
For the 300,000?
Okay, all right.
300,000,
So
yes.
Yolanda,
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
second it.
no, it's already been made.
Oh,
So we were discussing it. So, all right.
Got you.
So Yolanda, the motion,
Yes.
to clarify, the motion is to recommend 300,000 for the Housing Trust Fund for either the Main and Arch Street building or the Eastern Avenue.
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
Yes,
Rhonda,
No,
Judy,
Yes.
and Bob is yes. And I guess what I would like now is a motion that specifies that it is only for the Main and Arch building, for the physical renovation of the Main and Arch building or the Eastern Avenue School. And if that does not take place, then the money returns to the CPA.
Now with this, are we giving them that whole number 10 line item, how long it would take you to spend this money? Does that qualify on that?
Good question, Rhonda. Yolanda.
I would say it does, and if they can't meet that, then they would come back to us and ask for an extension.
Okay.
Although I'm now looking at their application and I'm not. Oh, so it says the anticipated completion date is December 31st, 2008. So
Okay.
close to our November of, no, we were in November. So this would be an exception. This in Wayfinders would go to 2028 as opposed to everyone else would go to 2027. Okay. So can we have a
Bob, could I just say something first? I just want to bring your attention to how much we have left.
Well,
Okay,
well, bring it to it after we vote on the last one of the evening.
okay.
So I want a motion that we're restricting the money to the physical rehabilitation of those buildings. And if that does not occur, the money returns.
So move.
Second, all in favor? So I need the screen again, Karen.
Sorry.
So Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
yes,
Rhonda,
no.
all right, Judy,
Yes.
and Bob is a yes. Okay. So the last project for tonight is Old First Church, where the city is asking for $300,000 to do exterior renovation to the historic wood meeting house. So if we could have a motion, so we
I'll
have,
make a motion.
okay, second,
I second it.
all right. So discussion,
Well, I
Well,
think that,
okay.
oh,
Go ahead.
Ron, you were gonna say something?
yeah, I think I know we funded it last year, the church or sanctuary, but I know this is connected and it has a lot, it services the community. It works as an open pantry and other things.
Mm, I-
Rhonda, we did not fund this last year,
Not
and
that. Isn't this the church? Wait a
this
minute.
is
This
church,
is-
the white church down at Court Square, opposite
Oh,
City.
okay, yes. Okay, I'm sorry. That's one of mine. Yes, I do think that church needs to be funded. I think it has history. I believe it's one of the oldest buildings in Springfield.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Okay. Any
And it
other,
looks, and I think it looks good down there at Court Square.
all right?
I also, I agree with Rhonda, and I mean, it is whenever it's the logo of Springfield. And I think it's important to keep it up. I mean, it needs to, you know, well, I know we've given them money before for studies, but this one isn't a study.
Correct, correct.
That must have been what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it just is one of our landmarks for down there, downtown on Main Street.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has value to be saved.
Any other comments or questions before we take the vote? Uh, Rosemary, what'd you say?
Hmm?
I,
What are they looking for?
300,000.
300. Okay, thank you.
And they were putting in 50,000, correct? The church's trust was putting in 50,000.
I don't think that that is exactly true, because that trust money has to be used for specific purposes. I believe it's for the organ and, oh, maybe the pew.
there is nothing in the application that says there's other money. What they're
Oh.
saying is this is a total $4 million budget. And under total sources of committing funding, they have $1,700,000 already committed.
Got it. Well, I like that. I like that they put up more. So
Yeah.
I like that.
They have to find more.
Yeah. All right, so unless there's any other questions, we'll take the vote. Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
and Bob is a yes. So that completes the voting tonight. So Karen, if you want to bring us up to date on what we've committed so far.
We have $475,163 left.
Okay. So here is your assignment for the next meeting. You are to go through and Karen will send you a revised spreadsheet showing the rankings. Your responsibility will be to rank all of the number twos from 1 through, if there are 12 of them, through 12. Number 1 being your top, and number 12, if that's the lowest, being your bottom. Every single one of them. So when we meet in 2 weeks, we will now order the twos based on how folks have chosen them in their priority.
And the ones we'll just ignore?
Why don't for projects that are ones, just in case we have money, order the ones.
And the
Okay.
zeros, we don't do anything.
I think we're going to, the chances of our having the zeros to getting to the zeros is small, I think. If that's the case, then we'll do that when we meet in June, because I think we're going to end up allocating what we have at the next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay,
So once again, send it to Karen individually, your choices, so we will not be spending a lot of time putting.
well, you thought you were gonna do 2 million, but they're 2,679. Almost 80. Yeah,
So for less than 500,000, we have all of these projects still to consider. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 projects.
Yep. Okay, so unless someone has questions about your assignment for the next meeting, we have 2 other items under contract extensions. So Karen, you're going to be doing Stockbridge Street first, and I will be turning it over to Yolanda and disappearing because I'm recusing myself.
Okay, bye. All right. Hold on, Yolanda. Let me bring that information up for you because I put it all in here.
Didn't want to burn my pasta. Okay.
Oh, okay. So you didn't even hear anything I said anyway. All right,
No.
fine. Okay, fine. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm not even sharing the screen. No wonder I'm not getting feedback.
Right.
Okay. All right. So the Springfield Preservation Trust, they requested. Oh, that was not the one I wanted to show. Okay, they requested an extension. And the reason is they were unable to begin until the masonry work was completed late last year, at which point the weather was no longer favorable. So they have a remaining balance of $12,001, and their contract expired on December 31st, and they request an extension until November 30th, 2026. So Yolanda, if you
Yes.
want to ask for, you go ahead, take it.
Okay, everyone, they are requesting an extension. Are we doing a motion or no?
Yes.
So we'll make a motion. Who wants to make a motion to allow this to be November 30th, 2026
Yes.
for the extension?
I will.
Any seconds?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Now we're gonna have the vote. Juanita?
Any just,
Oh, wait. What?
do we
Oh,
need a
any discussion?
Yeah.
Steve, did you have one? Yeah? No?
No.
Okay. Okay, not hearing any discussions for anyone. Can we take a vote, starting with Juanita,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie Thomas,
Yes.
Bob is abstaining, and Judy,
Yes.
and Yolanda is a yes. We are all set. Bob, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you, Yolanda. So the last item is regarding our preservation consultant at Pioneer Valley Planning Commission. And we're proposing an amendment so we have enough money to get her to the end of the year. This has been a very busy year for her, and much of the hours she's put in is higher than usual. And when she runs out of money, she stops reviewing our historic projects, and we need to review them for another 2 months.
I think right now the money looks close, that we may not need it, but I think in the event that we do, it would be good to be able to then just do the amendment upon that notice instead of coming back because maybe
Yeah.
the committee.
No, that
would-
makes sense.
That does make sense, because then it'll hold it up.
All right, so could someone make a motion? And, this is to increase the contract with Pioneer Valley Planning Commission's preservation planner by $2,500.
So moved.
No second.
All right, any discussion? We'll take a vote. Yolanda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Juanita,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Bob is a yes. All right, so Karen, any administrator updates?
No.
Okay. So
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
our next meeting will be May 19, where we will continue voting on recommendations. And just remember your assignment to rank all of the twos, starting with your top priority, which would be a 1, and then your second, which would be a 2, and all the way down, and to send them to Karen before we meet, and to do the same thing with the 1s.
And I will give you a kind of a written example on how to do that when I send it. So, because they could be a little bit confusing for the new members.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All
No
right.
second.
All right, just wave. I'm not going to do a line vault. Thank you so much.
Thank
Unless,
you.
who wants to stay longer?
No, I'm hungry. I want to eat.
Yeah.
I'm
The-
going to Yolanda's
family
for
is-
spaghetti.
We'll have
Come over.
Thank you, Karen, for your work.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you.
You
Thank you,
all.
Karen.
Yeah.
Thank you,
everyone.
Bob.
Guys were smoking tonight.
Yeah.
It's fun
All
to
right.
spend money.
See everyone. Bye.
Good night.
All right.
Good night.